Young Americans deserve to be provided with a firm understanding of the rights of our system of government, something that modern students have been deprived of for far too long. With this in mind, the Louisiana law mandates that the Ten Commandments posters will be paired with a 4-paragraph, quote, context statement describing how the Ten Commandments were a prominent part of American public education for almost 3 centuries. Leftists further argue that tax money should not go to support a particular religion. If I'm a Buddhist, for example, I should not have my tax money going towards displaying Christian doctrine, they say. According to the Louisiana law, however, state funds will not be used to implement the mandate. The Ten Commandment posters will be paid for entirely through private donations. It is important to note that the display of the Ten Commandments in Texas, determined to be acceptable in the Orden versus Perry ruling that I talked about a bit earlier, was also a donation. Another fact being ignored by the mainstream media is that charter schools are exempt from the mandate, so parents still have the option to send their students to schools that do not display the Ten Commandments. Regardless, opponents of the law are gathering their forces to do battle against what they see as a terrible injustice. While the ACLU rouses itself from its slumber to combat God's mean, nasty words, few people elsewhere are convinced of the danger inherent in teaching children, "Thou shalt not kill." This is a pretty good rule of thumb to live by. Which brings us to another reason why this law has been enacted. No one on either the left or the right disputes the wretched state of public education in America. Many consider the removal of Judeo-Christian ethics from public school curriculum to be part of the problem. Over a year ago, former Secretary of Education under Ronald Reagan, Bill Bennett, penned an article titled "Moral Literacy and Character Formation," where he argued that we need to keep in touch with our moral roots in order to flourish as a society. Look at what's happened to kids in schools. Maybe this will turn things around. Bennett explains that moral literacy is knowledge that teaches us to recognize virtue. He writes, "Children need to learn what the fundamental traits of character are: thoughtfulness, fidelity, kindness, diligence, honesty, fairness, self-discipline, respect for law. As I have said, children will learn them most profoundly by being in the presence of adults who exemplify them. But we can help the grasp and the appreciation of the desirability of these traits through the curriculum.